stuff. You know what I mean?
get you, man. It happens,
So-
totally. It's good to meet you now, for
And-
sure.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be interesting to chop it up, though.
Let's see what we got. Best
Because
movies
Bam
or
Bam be
anime
wilding over here.
Cartoon
and it's just like,
adaptation.
Ow!
Look, I have not seen Invincible, Arcane, or Edgerunners, so y'all gonna have to take that for me.
wait, hold on. What's
Okay,
this?
alright, no worries.
Right.
Hold up, you ain't watch Invincible?
No,
Hey yo, bro,
are
get
you
out.
serious?
Hey,
Yo,
I don't have.
Get
I
out.
don't have Prime
Get
TV.
out.
I don't
Yo,
have Prime
this
TV.
bad.
I don't have Prime TV.
This man
Deli,
is
I need to
slacking,
give you-
man.
I
need to
spend
give
all
you-
my time watching movies. I don't watch TV
Bro.
shows like that.
Deli, I need to give you the link of this fucking streaming software that I use.
Oh, big vibes.
Free.
Oh.
It's free. Okay.
Yeah, I just
It's
don't
very
watch
simple.
TV shows. No, don't give me the link. I'm not watching TV shows.
No.
Yeah,
You can watch movies
really
too.
hard.
Like
Oh,
I watch,
okay.
TV show.
I watch movies literally
Like,
on a
what-
consistent basis on it.
What? No, I'm talking about like I actually go to the movie theater.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah,
So
I
you
don't
big-
want to. I don't want to watch movies at home. I watch movies like. This is
Stop
what I'll do,
flexing,
guys.
Krow.
This is what I'll do, guys.
Stop flexing.
I'll I'll go to my Regal app, and I'll find whatever is new that comes out this week, coming soon. And if it comes out in like 3 or 4 days, I'll buy a ticket, and then I'll go out and see it.
Bro, did you watch the Dragon Ball Z movie?
Fuck yeah, I did.
Oh,
That shit was fire.
Fire.
Oh
Yeah, it was
my
pretty cool.
god.
I
Bro,
honestly, I didn't think it was gonna be good at all. But
Fact.
then when I saw,
No,
I'm like, it's actually not bad. Okay.
Like
Yeah.
I just went to watch it because I was like, I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan, so I was there like, fuck it,
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to do, so let me watch this.
I thought that
Ended
shit
up
was gonna
sitting
be
in the
ass,
cinemas.
bro. I thought that shit
I
was
was
gonna
like-
be dog shit. Cause just looking at that fucking animation style, I don't know what it is about the whole 3D shit. I would rather get like the hand drawn shit. So when I seen that 3D, I'm like, bro, this shit about to be ass cheeks, dog.
No, at first it was
You know
kind of
what?
sus. Like it was looking crazy at first, but I think
Yeah,
when
yeah,
we
yeah.
got to, I think when it was
Bro.
Gohan on Earth, it looked a
Mhm.
lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
For
what? I
sure.
really didn't mind it. Like I'm very picky when it comes to animation overall. It
Yeah.
bothers me, but it's like it's different, so I'm okay with it, even though it's 3D and I normally hate 3D. But it looks good for 3D animation.
It
Genuinely,
looks like the game.
Like, let me give you an example. There's an anime called Kengan Ashura on Netflix. At first, when I saw that 3D animation, I was there like, yo, this is like some booty ass fucking anime that they fucking produced. Ended up watching the whole entire season because I was that file.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? I was there like, I binge watched the whole entire shit in one day. No cap.
Yeah.
No, get your
Look,
bars off.
I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z. I was 4 years old when the anime premiered on Toonami, and I was obsessed. I just
Where
maybe
where Goku's Kamehameha lasts for 2 fucking episodes.
yes, hell yeah.
That's the
And you
best
know
part,
what?
bro.
Fire, fire.
We had time when we were kids though, so the filler wasn't that bad.
But you know what? To be completely fair, I'm a fan of Dragon Ball Z, but I'm willing to criticize the issues with it because there are definitely plenty of issues with Z. But Superman, a lot of it just seems regurgitated to me. So the fact that I refused to watch the TV show, but I actually enjoyed the movie, that says a lot to the movie, I think, personally.
I think you would definitely like certain arcs with Super. So for example, like the whole hit arc, that's a dope ass arc. The Tournament of Power, like the whole Tournament
Tournament of Power and then Universe Survival arc is all you need to watch.
Exactly.
I don't give
Legit
you don't
all-
give a damn about anything else.
Legit.
Mm-hmm.
But Krow, my man.
Yeah,
My-
let's start
fellow
right
black
here.
man.
Let's
Alright, bet.
start. So yo, we live right now. Let's do a mic check.
This motherfucker is already live and he's just telling us now. Yo, he does this shit all the fucking time, Krow.
Alright, chill, hold on. Yo, let's do a mic check.
Okie dokie.
Yo,
Mic check.
we lit? We live, Krow? We ready?
Hello.
Yeah.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2.
Alright, cool. Yeah. Alright, check. Yo, what's up? Welcome to episode 22 of Nest Talk. This is your host, Theslykrow, and this is the show where we have a healthy debate on all things gaming, and we also have a dope conversation on what's trending in the gaming media. once again, I'm here with my man Agent Deli.
Hello, everybody. I'm Agent Deli. Welcome back to Nest Talk. It's been very, very wonderful. We're on episode 22 now. So yeah. Thanks for coming through. I really appreciate that, everybody.
Definitely.
All right, action. That's a wrap. All right, cool. I'm just kidding.
Man, Joker is too high right now, but yeah,
Too high?
It's always a pleasure, Deli. You know, I appreciate your insight, and you know, it's been 20 episodes, and you know, I try and make every episode special, you know, with the topics and everything. So, you know, appreciate you guys coming through, and yeah, we also have my guy from the UK, Joker Gamer V3.
Yo, what's good, everyone? Thank you for having me again, Krow. It's been a minute to be on this podcast again. And yo, wagwan to all my brethren from the UK if you're chilling in the chat. And also, I'm also the second V3 brother in this fucking podcast. Let's get it.
Thanks.
Let's get it.
That's my son right there. Yes, sir.
He said it's his son. Get the
Yeah, you know, I always appreciate the Joker with his energy, and you know, he does give some pretty good insight as well with his gaming background. And we also have the good homie Bam Bam V3.
Hey, what's going on, man? I guess it's the good homie checking in. You know what I'm saying? Checking back with the people. Coming back with another podcast. Feels good to be back with Deli. My son Joker. First time on here with CultClassicCage.
Hey, bro.
Hey, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. Let's get into
You're
these
the bad
topics, man.
homie, not a good homie. You're a bad homie.
Yeah, so it's been a minute, Bam. You know, I appreciate you pulling up. And so how are you feeling today?
Feeling good, man. I'm getting ready for this hurricane. I'm hoping.
Oh shit.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm
be
hoping.
cautious,
Y'all don't
bro.
really get a lot of rain. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
But
yeah,
other than that,
shit.
man, I'm feeling good, bro.
Be cautious
Yeah,
and
He was a
prepared.
Florida
That's
boy.
Oh yeah,
I forgot he was a Florida boy. Shit.
Florida man. Get that shit right.
Florida boy.
Man.
Florida boy. Boy.
Oh, shit. Boy.
Right.
Exactly,
Kratos
boy.
Yeah, you know, actually, like sometime over this past weekend, we did have like a power outage for like 30 minutes. So I think that was the hurricane passing through. Like I'm actually in Toronto, Canada. So like
Gotcha.
I'm touching the border. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's what happened. We had a power outage, and you know, it was a pretty nasty like a rainfall we had as well. It's like a pretty heavy winds. So yeah, you know, I appreciate you, Bam Bam, for pulling up again. It's been a minute.
Yes, sir.
We also have a special guest called CultClassicCage. Appreciate you coming through.
Yes, as always, it's good to hang out with you, Krow, and always as well with Agent Deli, and getting to meet new people. So really glad to meet Joker as well as Bam Bam. I already love the chemistry going on here. We're you know, bouncing off each other's jokes, and it's a good time. That's instantly, I do not regret being here at all. And also shout out to the homie Hustle and Motivate. That's my dude right there. Absolutely
What up,
amazing
Hustle?
guy, bro.
Wagwanka.
Yeah, you know,
what's up, buddy?
yeah, you know, Hustle, you know, appreciate you stopping by again. You know, this guy's always, you know, he inspires me with, you know, doing content, and he's one of my first followers on Twitter, so, you know, definitely appreciate him. And so let's start with our icebreaker questions for today. And, you know, actually there was the Modern Warfare beta that happened over the last week. So let's hear some of you guys' impressions, and let's start with Agent Deli.
Gas. I love it.
Gas.
Great. Oh my god, so good. I love it so much. There are a lot of blatant issues with it, but a lot of the issues should be fixable and are going to be, hopefully, fixed after the launch. But what's there, the foundation that's there, the animations, the maps, the gunplay, everything is solid. Everything is fantastic. All the weapons feel varied and amazing. Every single time that I run into somebody who, or if I'm watching a kill cam and somebody has killed me, their weapon differs from mine. So it's not, from the beta anyways, obviously judging from the beta, it doesn't feel like 2019 where everybody has the same gun, where it's just
two-gun game.
Yeah, where everybody feels like it's just like, oh, well, we have to have this attachment and this attachment and this attachment. So that really only leaves your optic that has changed. And, you know, whatever pistol grip that you like or whatever it may be. You know what I mean? So it doesn't feel like there's an optimal weapon in Modern Warfare 2022. So I'm very happy with that kind of thing. So I'm hoping that maybe that variety sticks through to launch. Especially just playing with my friends, you know, like Strict and Dimes and everybody. Their guns and their builds that work for them are vastly different from one another and are vastly different from me. So I'm very happy to see that the weapon variety is back. And yeah, one gripe that I would hopefully see them address is that time to kill is a little too fast sometimes. And I don't know if that's like a latency issue or something like that. Normally I was happy with it on console, but when you play on PC, it almost as if it plays like a totally different game. Because on console, I don't mind the time to kill. It's fine. It works. But on PC, it's like I run into guns where I have to shoot them 6 times, and then in their kill cam they shoot me 3 times. So there's a little bit of a discrepancy between SMGs and shotguns when it comes to actual hit reg and other things when it comes to gunplay that I would hopefully like to see them address. But other than that, I have very, very positive impressions on it. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10.
Ooh, 9 out of 10. Spicy.
Bro, I could not stop playing it. Like, it really felt like 2009 to me. I was like, yo, I literally could not wait to pick, you know, like to get home and play the game. Like, I just could not stop thinking about it. It was just so much fun, and it was only like 3 maps. That's what killed me the most. I was like, it's only 3 maps and a couple of guns, and it's got me hooked. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
all right.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what's up, Deli. You know, I definitely got your, you're definitely intrigued with the game. You know, I did see a lot of gameplay clips from you on Twitter, and yeah, you know, Modern Warfare back in the day on the 360 days, that was definitely one of the best COD games when it comes to the multiplayer. So did you guys, you know, get a sense of the old classic Modern Warfare in this type of beta, or do you still have
I feel like
criticisms on
I feel like it was more COD 4 than Modern Warfare 2 personally. But
Modern Warfare 2 was way faster, in my opinion.
It was. Modern Warfare 2 was way faster. If anything, Modern Warfare 2019 was more Modern Warfare 2, and this one is more COD 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, for me, it was like, at first, I didn't have much time to play the game because of work commitment issues and stuff like that. So I played a little bit with a couple of my homies like Windu and Menace and all of those guys. So it was entertaining in a way because I was playing with my homies, right? So I didn't feel like it was just me on my own and it was like overwhelming and shit. I did like certain things about the game. Positively, like when I was just like, the animation, the way it looked, the way I was able to, shoot people in a certain way and stuff like that. So it was interesting. But at the same time, I was on a bit of an edge. But then Deli dropped a fucking banger video that definitely convinced me to go buy that game. I was like, yo, I'm definitely going to buy this game on launch. Thank you, Deli. I appreciate your feedback on that.
You know what? I thank you for holding my opinion very high. And mind you, I'm one of those people that like put a very, very high standard on Call of Duty. So if it's a recent Call of Duty game that I like, then like it's not just for any reason.
Bro, I'm telling you, the way you
I got a lot of positive feedback. This is crazy.
Bro, the way he structured the video, like the way his wordings and the way he wrote that script, I was there like, yo, this man blew my mind just by explaining. I was like, I'm listening to this fucking guy's review like as if I'm listening to a professional journalist. I'm like,
y'all let me know when I can come through with all the negativity, bro.
No, I
got-
welcome the negativity. You and Cage are gonna come in.
I do have a lot of shit to say about this game negatively. Like y'all,
Give me the
y'all
smoke.
done already hit. So I mean, this ain't really no smoke for you. Like I do agree that gunplay is fire. Some of the maps was for it to be a beta. I did enjoy most of the maps. Those are probably my most positive things to say about the game, which is really all I care about. I'm not a Call of Duty head. I buy every iteration of Call of Duty and I play them for like the first 2 months and then I drop them. So for me, I'm not really as invested as most people. But for the negativity, now it's time for me to shit on this game, right? Or at least on this beta. I own a pair of Astro 850s and I own the 3D Pulse headset for the PS5, right? And that's why I played the beta. That's why I put in like 15 hours into the beta. But for me, even if I wasn't using my Astros, the footsteps in this game is a fucking problem, bro. Like you can hear somebody coming. It sounds like the Hulk is running down these corridors. You can hear
that one.
15 to 20 seconds well before you can even see him. I have clips on Twitter of me just like running down a corridor, and then like, of course you can't hear it in the clip, but you can see me spin around, and then I just automatically aim, and then I just laser beam 2 to 3 people because the game is giving me all these audio notifications, and it's based off somebody being a mile away. That's number one, right? Mm-hmm. That's number one. Number two, movement in this game. After playing Halo Infinite, for over 100 hours, put in at least 80 hours in the Battlefield, into like the newest Battlefield 2042, and then this game came out. Those games came out last year. This game's come out this year. I can still definitively say Halo Infinite has the best movement mechanics that I've played since last year and going into 2022. And me playing Modern Warfare, the Modern Warfare 2 remake, I'm expecting this game to be fast and quick. But it's like you get the exact opposite. Even with my FOV pulled out to the max, I got my sensitivity maxed out, and I still feel like I'm running through quicksand. And I feel like I'm Sonic the Hedgehog on fucking mushrooms. Like I'm moving, I'm moving in slow motion, bro. And it's like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just because it's the beta, but movement, although I do like how it feels at times, because at times mixed with the gunplay, it's a perfect match. It just doesn't feel like Call of Duty. Now again,
it really is odd because on the console, because you're playing on console, correct?
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah, on console, there's so many settings that don't exist. On PC, there's so many settings that don't exist on console, right? On PC, you can change the screen shake down to 50. So when a kill streak comes over, your screen's not fucking wobbling and shit, right? Totally different game, totally different experience. On console or on PC, you can change your walking speed from the default, which is 57, all the way up to 100. And then anything under 25 is silent footsteps. So you can individually change your walk speed. Console doesn't exist.
So why is that not across every iteration?
No idea.
Okay, so that's another great.
That's what I'm saying. On PC, it's almost as if it's a completely different experience. Because I hop on PC, bro, I'm running, flying around corners, quick scoping, something that I would never in a million years be able to do on console. But I'm over here laser beaming people. It doesn't matter what attachment or what kind of recoil pattern these guns have. It's like controlling recoil is like it's non-existent. All right, these people I can beam somebody across the map with the M4. Console, it's like I'm struggling, and it's super weird because there are some crucial settings on the PC that don't exist on the PlayStation.
Right. If you ever use the DualSense, bro, I don't know what it is, but playing that game on DualSense is just like different experience. It's just
it is like you're walking through mud.
Yeah, like if I don't even have to press the fucking trigger button, right? Just tap it. My fucking gun just shoots off for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is this?
But then, just for my final point, and then I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna let Cassie go. My final point, like the last negative thing for me, it has to be skill-based matchmaking, right? And it's that I can drop 30 to 35 kills a game, and again, I'm not some huge Call of Duty head, so I'm mainly just running TDM. I'm not in demolition because I hate dealing with campers and shit. So anyway, skill-based matchmaking for me, you know what I'm saying? I got a couple homies who like to play the game, and they're in like their ass cheeks, right? So I can get games where I'm playing against people, and even though it's in my favor, I know these people are not having a good time, bro, because I know I would be raging, bro. And it's like skill-based matchmaking, whether it works for you or against you, that shit needs to be toned down. Because, like I said, man,
that is a lot of the reason why I'm buying the game on console. Because my friends on PC love to play with me. They're so excited. I play on PC with them this last weekend, and we're running into fucking FaZe members, right?
Yeah, bro.
And they're visibly upset. They are super hardcore upset. They're screaming and yelling. It's starting to annoy me. I said, all right, guys, screw that. I'll go hop on PlayStation and I'll get on the sticks. And I get on the sticks, and the SBMM kicks us all the way down to like a normal level, where these guys are now getting like normal 1 KD, 1.5 KD.
Yeah.
Much happier. So for me, the fact that I'm getting essentially 2 different games on KBM and PC versus controllers is like there needs to be something done about that.
Yeah,
So you're saying that like all the Xbox from the 360 era hopped on PC and they're trash talking y'all on PC?
My boy, listen.
No, the SBMM is crazy. No, I'm talking you go a 2 KD game, and the next game you run into, you're playing against fucking pros.
But yeah.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
You talking to the motherfucking goat, dog. Ain't talking me, alright? Nah, but that's it.
Yeah, so hey, listen, we got a lot of topics, but let's hear Cult Classics Cassie's opinion on this beta.
Yeah, so I did play the beta on both the PS5 as well as the PC, since I do have both, and there's a lot of things that I do like about it. Like, it does feel like pretty slower paced to me, and being that, you know, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare is my favorite Call of Duty, like anything that kind of feels cool toward, like, kind of gravitates towards that, I'm gonna gravitate toward. So to me, that's cool. The fact that I do generally like the mass majority of the maps that we did get to play is cool, because I dropped Modern Warfare 2019 in like 2 weeks because, well, the maps were just atrocious. I couldn't stand them. It was an absolute misery. So I can see, at least from the maps we're playing right now, I see an improvement, which, you know, is cool. To be honest, when it comes to like my ears, I don't have good ears, so I can't really give a good opinion on the audio of the game. Generally, when I hear people near me, I tend to get a general direction of where they are, and I haven't really run into any problems with that. But like I said, my ears are terrible with that shit, so that's just how I perceive that. But yeah, this whole skill-based matchmaking thing is weird. I definitely can tell the difference with playing on PC, like how I'm being matchmade versus the PlayStation. And I am concerned with the future of cheating with this game. It doesn't seem like Call of Duty Activision has been able to do a good job of addressing the cheating, because I mean, when this beta first started, there was already like stuff like this out there, and it's just like, man, like, why isn't this being addressed? Like, how many more releases are you going to continue to just fumble this? Like, that's what's super important to me. Like, I feel like other people want to address like other things, you know, if it be the acquisition situation with Activision and Microsoft, and I'm just like, as a gamer, I don't give a shit about that. I want you to address the cheating issue with Call of Duty, because it's still a problem even in this beta. Like, it's so disappointing.
I completely agree with you. Agree with you, because I was looking through Twitter, right? Like, I scroll through Twitter most of the time because of the drama that shows up on there. But apart from that, I saw this company, I can't remember the exact name of it, but they posted a fucking post publicly to everyone saying that there is a cheat that they have implemented already, and they're ready to fucking let it as pre-order for all these people who want to fucking cheat. And I'm like, yeah, if you're doing this shit on public, are you not fucking bothered at all? That means to say that Activision do not give two fucks about this at all.
Yeah, it's like, look, man. Like, address the key things that gamers care about. Like to me, Call of Duty is an M-rated game. Like, give us the dismemberment, give us the blood, give us the M rating that we deserve. Like, I understand that it's an M rating, but we still want to make this for 5-year-olds to buy because we're kind of scummy like that. But I don't know, man. Like,
it's odd because 2019 has like gibbing. Like, my leg will get blown off and stuff. And they put that in an update.
Give me that stuff, man. Give me that stuff. I want that so bad. Like, it's an M-rated game. The game is supposed to be for us. Why isn't it appealing to people like us is the question, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely disappointing. I did hear, I think Trickley on Twitter, that he said that if you compare Battlefield 2042 and this beta, it's just not even a fair comparison. Like, I think he said it had the same problems as 2042 on launch, and like, what you said, what you guys said about the whole skill-based matchmaking and like the fact that the game it's not in the best states, when it comes to the gameplay and things like that. I feel like there is a management issue the same way that Overwatch is going through right now with Blizzard Entertainment. Like, I feel like they are bleeding talent and they're getting lazy with the development.
Right. The biggest mistake I ever made with that game, when I'm playing with homies like Windu and Menace, they're primarily PC players, right? And I enable crossplay on PlayStation. Big mistake, because their skill-based matchmaking, because they were the lobby leaders and shit like that. They got matched up with like some high-level players, and there's me booty cheeks on my fucking controller, and I'm sitting there like getting my ass whooped, bro. Like, for every 6 kills that I got, I would die like 7 times. I'm
yeah,
like,
and it's not like you can keep up with the aim, right? Like, aim assist will help me get the headshots and delete these people. I can go toe-to-toe with these guys. The problem is that they're moving faster than me, they are reacting faster than me, and they're running and jumping. They're doing stuff that I can't do on controller as efficiently as me. Yeah. So like, when they run and jump and crouch and fly through the air right next to me, my aim assist can't pick that up that quickly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're playing on mouse and keyboard. So it's like there needs to be some sort of the tuning there. And I'm thankful that the tuning that they do have, like hardware wise, like if you plug in a controller and you set your controller on PC to controller, then that'll be your main thing. So if you swap to KBM to type in chat or something like that, you cannot control, like, you can't trick the system and be like, I'm gonna queue for controller and then unplug my controller and then play KBM. That's something that I'm thankful that they're implementing.
I think Fortnite used to have that, right? Like only controller matchmaking and like only mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, but
I'll tell you something,
they need to go
though.
one step further and lock it to just PCs with controllers and mouse and keyboard with mouse and keyboard.
Like yesterday when Deli was streaming, I was telling him, bro, connecting a mouse and keyboard to your PlayStation is cracked. I'm not lying. Like, this shit felt way different of an experience to me while playing with keyboard and mouse on PlayStation than I played keyboard and mouse on fucking PC. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What is this? Like, why does it feel so easy for me? And usually I'm not a keyboard and mouse player, I'm a controller player. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, they need to address something with that. And also the cheating. Like, I agree completely with what Cage is saying. And at the same time, this whole skill-based matchmaking, they need to adjust that so much. And hopefully they will tune down the fucking footsteps, like what Bam Bam was saying, like with the audio shit. They need to fucking tune that shit down.
Yeah, so
especially when you're so focused on a game and all of a sudden you feel paranoid, like, yo, I can hear footsteps. Is he near me? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. They did address that they're changing the menu UI and UX so that that'll be implemented on launch, but that's as far as they've said so far.
Yeah, so appreciate your guys' opinions on the Modern Warfare beta, and I'm definitely going to check out Agent Deli's review. I didn't see that yet, but yeah, I'm definitely going to check that out. So yeah, we're going to be moving on to our smaller topics before we get into our bigger news of the week. And so All right, so let's start with actually. Let's see here. Yeah, let's start with the Mega Man Battle Network Connection. They actually dropped new gameplay. This was right after TGS. And so I have it right here. So yeah, it looks like Capcom, they are re-releasing Mega Man Battle Network. This was this was actually showcased on the last Nintendo Direct. And so I thought it was just gonna be bare bones. They're not gonna do that much when it comes to the interface and things like that. But it turns out that they are making some strides to the menu design and the overall UI. And we also see a reworked Mega Man Navi when you go into the main menu. So that's pretty dope. And this game was definitely a classic back in the day. I had a lot of fun with it on the Game Boy Advance. And back in the high school days, seeing someone else play it, it's definitely a pretty hype thing to see them play it. On the bus or things like that. And the portable nature of the game is what makes it so special, in my opinion. And so this was definitely a classic back in the day, and they also did release an anime at the same time during the game's launch. I believe that they had one season of the show, and during the season they actually released these games. And I do think that the show had a big appeal on people's buying decisions when it came to this game. But now that we're almost 20 years later, is it too late for the Mega Man Battle Network collection? Are you guys interested in this, or do you think the nostalgia is not gonna hold up?
Gonna be a big
I'm gonna be honest with you. I never played a game. I never played any Mega Man games.
None?
Oh, none?
Wow. I haven't played these games, but I've played Mega Man games. I think it's awesome that this is a thing, though, because I'm tempted to give it a try, but is that Game Boy Advance games are getting remasters. Game Boy Advance is probably, it's up there with the PS2 as to my favorite, platforms of all time for gaming. The Game Boy Advance has some amazing games that I would love to see again. I would easily rebuy, no doubt. I do hope to see more of this because it is an outstanding platform with an insane library of games.
True.
Super cool that this is happening.
Don't even start.
If you giving me Game Boy Advance games, bro.
But two. Give me Legacy of Goku 2.
Legacy of Goku 2 is gas.
Listen. I'm not gonna hit no Legacy of Goku slander at all. I'm gonna need 1 and 2.
1 and 2. Yeah, I'll take 1 and 2.
I'm gonna need.
Y'all can have the Boo saga. Y'all can keep that.
Oh, nah. Look, for me, the Legacy of Goku 2 is my favorite video game of all time. Period.
See that? Hey, man. You see what happened?
Amazing. But the first one was a bad game. The
first one was trash. Yeah.
What?
Nah, because
the first game was trash.
The graphics was pretty bad. On
You had me.
Replay that game or watch that game being played online. You will be like, oh my god, it's so fun.
I have that game in my Game Boy Advance right now.
I have it as well, but I just don't.
It's heat, man. Listen.
Blue Fury was really good.
It was.
It's good, but I don't get to play as my husband, Future Trunks, so automatically, it's going to get a little bit of a... But
I give you that.
The art in Blue's Fury is amazing. It's a huge step up from Legacy of Goku 2. I love those games, but Legacy of Goku 2 is my favorite game of all time.
I feel you. But
for me on GBA,
son.
For me on Game Boy, it was always been Earthworm Jim. I don't give a shit what anyone says. That game was amazing for me. I spent so many hours playing.
Where y'all at with the slander? This man just said Earthworm Jim. Where y'all at with the slander?
No, Earthworm Jim is fire, bro.
Fire, bro. Who you say?
That shit is booty cheeks. Let's
Shut up, man. Shut up, bro.
Like, y'all ever play Shaman King Master of Spirits?
Yo,
shit was fire.
I played it.
I don't know,
Loved
bro.
it on the GBA. That shit was great.
Yeah.
Man, GBA games are so good. And they're so creative, too. They're so much fun.
Yeah. Better days, man. Better days. But it's like what I was saying, man. I like seeing these Game Boy Advance games coming back. I'm hoping, that maybe Nintendo goes down a route of you remember how we got the Super Nintendo games back like a Nintendo system. I'm hoping that the last one coming is either Nintendo 64 emulator or give me a Game Boy Advance emulator through the Switch.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for.
I can see that being implemented down the line. So hopefully they implement that shit. Because revisiting all those GBA games,
bro, fire!
I'm telling you now. But I'm telling you right now, the first game, like I said, Earthworm Jim will get downloaded. Second is Batman. Yeah.
I can
So
dig it.
yeah, back to this game here. They did show some gameplay. I'm still kind of sad, disappointed that they didn't do a complete remaster for it. But in the same vein, I feel like since the anime is not running anymore, like I feel like there's not going to be that much demand for this for this game being remade. But it was definitely an interesting game for its time. You had the classic, three. I think it was like the 3x3 grid that you control Mega Man with, and you do have battle chips, and it's kind of like a deck building game. Also, you can like customize your battle decks and fight the enemies, and there's some pretty cool boss boss battles you get here too. Like you get to fight Bass, Porterman, like Gutsman, and like there's many other bosses in this. And the bosses were pretty challenging. It was a very interesting game for its time. But I don't think that this is gonna be successful in the the remake collection. I mean the re-release collection. Like they did spend some time with the menus, as I said before. They did have the reworked Navi when you go into your PET. But yeah, I don't see this being successful, unfortunately. But so let's move on to Splatoon 3. And so actually Splatoon 3 went on the top of the Famitsu sales charts this week yet again. And we have them selling over 500,000 copies in the week alone, with a lifetime total physical sales at 2.4 million sold since launch. And man, like the Switch has been killing it so far. Like they've been releasing like 8 to 9 first party games this year, and that's just insane, bro. And like they were slated to have Breath of the Wild 2 on the same year. It's actually called Zelda Tears of the Kingdom now, but they were slated to have Breath of the Wild 2 this year along with Bayonetta 3. But unfortunately, the Zelda got delayed. But like, the Nintendo for this year is like, it's probably one of the, it can probably break the Guinness world record of how many first-party games you have in a year. Like it's kind of crazy, man. Like, but yeah, with Splatoon 3, they are definitely pushing this as an esport. I did play the demo, but I didn't get the game yet. But I am planning to pick it up at some point.
Same.
It's definitely pretty appealing from what I played at the demo weekend, and like people are saying like this is actually better than Halo right now, but Halo is in a disappointing state. But what makes it special is like the fact that it is 60 FPS, and we don't get a lot of games at 60 FPS for Nintendo. And this being 60 FPS with this fast-paced gameplay and the fact that you have gyro controls with the aiming, all the previous Splatoon games did have gyro, but you're now getting new weapons in this version, and some of the new battle modes that they have is pretty cool as well. So I'm gonna pass it to Bam Bam V3, and what were your thoughts on Splatoon 3? Did you actually pick this up?
I didn't know. I didn't buy it, but somebody gifted me the game for free on Twitter, so I had to play the game. Yeah, I probably got like
lucky bastard.
But this is my first foray into the whole Splatoon universe, so I can't really speak on what new weapons I've seen versus Splatoon 2 because I only played in the open beta that they had for that game. But as far as movement goes, the movement. Everything about that game is just like what you said. I can definitely understand why people are making jokes. Splatoon versus Call of Duty or Halo and stuff like that, because like when you play Splatoon 3, bro, you legit get the whole package. You got a good selection of maps. You have at least 20 to like 30 weapons to choose and play with, and each weapon has its own special or like unique special move. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with these weapons, and then also not only that, when you have the PvE as well, and then there's also a campaign mode with this game. So Splatoon 3 is really hitting all the check marks, in my opinion. The only negative for me, when I boot up to play this game, and it's really not a Splatoon problem, it's more of a Nintendo problem. It's just I don't understand how Nintendo is still lagging behind consoles that came out in 2006 with no message system, no voice system, no party chat system. That shit really bothers me. And again, that's not a Splatoon problem.
Yeah,
that's a Nintendo problem. But other than that, man, also one more thing, I lied. I got 2 issues with the game. So that that's one issue. And then number 2, the last issue I have with the game, and it's not really an issue, it's just me it's just me just acting like a hoe, is that the matches pass by so quick, and I just want to play more and more, bro. And it's like these matches go by so fast. And granted, I'm getting my ass whooped because these kids.
I was about to say, aren't you getting cooked?
Bro, I'm getting clapped up, like I'm getting my ass beat. But you know what I'm saying? That's the good thing about Nintendo games, man. Whether or not if you getting cooked or or else if you win it. It's always gonna be a good time.
It's always a fun time regardless. Yeah, and I had the same feeling when I played Mario Strikers. A lot of people have been complaining that it's not a lot of characters in the game, it's not a lot of content. But I feel like this slow trickle of content is a move for Nintendo. Like I feel like with Mario Strikers,
on the game though.
Like you want to come back to the game, right? Like it makes people want to come back to the game. Like the same thing with Mario Kart with their updates.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's a smart way to get back the community into the online gaming and stuff like that.
By the way, Krow, before you move on, I lied. I got another issue with the game. I know.
I knew you was a hoe. I knew you was a hoe.
Look, man, listen.
Selling himself out.
It would not be Nest Talk if I wasn't coming back to go back to a point to shit on something else. There's one more thing, bro, and it's that if I don't know how many people disconnect from a match. If it's just one person, if one person from the other team or on your team disconnects during that match, the whole match is shut down and it kicks everybody out.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Wow,
old.
what kind of 2009, 2008 kind of stuff is that?
Hey, bro, I got no clue. You got to ask Mr. Nintendo himself. Bro.
Hey man,
right.
hey man, it's the. You remember that whole games live for Windows shit?
Oh man,
yeah.
You see, that's why host migration was such a big deal in Modern Warfare 2.
Fact. And they
stuff
was doing
like
that way back in 2008, bro? Come
2009,
on, man.
yeah. Host migration in 2009 was like the big thing.
And that's why, that's why, bro. I love Nintendo, but you got to stop giving these motherfuckers a pass, bro. Like, you're lacking things that people was doing. Bro, I had a message system and a party chat system on my Xbox 360 in like 06, 07, dog. And it's like, I love the Switch, but it feels like every time I boot up to play online, a game online, it feels like I'm taking 2 steps backward, like I'm going back. You know what I'm saying?
We always know you were backwards, man.
Like, hey, facts.
Yeah.
I got 2 left feet, man. What you gonna say, Krow? What's up? What you got to say, man? I know you got some damage control for Nintendo.
Oh, shit.
Okay, I'm just saying, like given the fact that Nintendo is a portable system, wouldn't you like Discord on your phone? Like that's way easier to chat with people.
Okay, listen. So let me ask you this: my son and my daughter, right? They have a Nintendo Switch. They don't have a cell phone. So you talking about all this portability and don't you want to have Discord on your phone? My kids ain't got no phone, bro, and I'm not gonna give them a phone. So.
But do you want your kids in lobbies with grown ass weirdos that are gonna say some crazy ass shit anyway? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like that also falls on the parent, right? So my son has an Xbox, but he has friends who who also own Xboxes. So I moderate and I make sure that as soon as he wants to play online with his friends, whether it's Fortnite or Roblox, right? I go into the party chat and I make it invite only, and then I tell him, hey, look, you can invite your friends. If I come in here in 5 minutes when I come to check on you, and if somebody else is in here, if it's a weirdo when I hop on his headset, and if it's not a little kid that I hear it, and if I can't verify that this is Wyatt, then you done. I'm pulling the plug. Simple as that. But I mean, I definitely understand what y'all saying, and I know every parent isn't as vigilant as what I am. It's just even I don't know, man. I would like a
personally, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Just like I'm okay with Fortnite not having voice chat or lobby chat or whatever, proximity chat, all that extra stuff.
Bro, Fortnite has voice chat system. I had to turn that shit off.
Yeah, obviously we had to turn it off, but for the longest time it didn't, right? It's the same reason. For me, I'm okay with that because I want my child, right, 4-year-old, to pick up her Nintendo Switch, play Roblox, whatever the hell she wants to play, right? And not have to worry about whatever the hell she's playing, right? I don't have to worry about what kind of game I'm buying her. If there's a Nintendo stamp on it, 85% of the time, she will be able to play that game, right? Whether it be fucking Donkey Kong, Arctic Freeze, or Super Mario Galaxy, or whatever, right? Splatoon. I want her to be able to do that kind of stuff, right? It's nice to have Nintendo. Mind you, this is kind of like, giving them the benefit of the doubt, to be able to think of that for us. But to be fair, it is 2022.
2022.
They should know their target audience. They should know that.
I kind of feel like Nintendo did that on purpose because they're trying to sell the game console to family orientation, kids orientated, and all that kind of shit. So,
Joker.
What? Wait.
Yeah, I'm not damage controlling shit.
Let me finish my thought. They should know their target audience. If they see that the majority of their player base is 16 to 22, what are they doing, man?
Exactly.
Come on, there's no excuse.
Exactly, bro. And
now, if they came out and said, "Hey, we've always been a family-centered company, and we prefer not to do that," you know what? Who am I to argue their point? Just come out and say it. But if they don't come out and say it, then we can give them the smoke, right?
Let me be the first one to say this. And listen, I hope somebody clip this shit, right? Listen, let me be that asshole to say this, right? Fuck them kids. God damn it.
Damn, in Brock Lesnar fashion.
Michael Jordan fashion.
Let me get the option. Listen. If you have children, right? Let me have the option to either turn that shit off because I don't want my kids talking to weirdos, or let me have the option that me, as a grown man, if I want to play Animal Crossing with the homies, let me fish and talk to my boys.
On your point, to support your point
for that.
To support your point for that, Bam, there are very, very strong parental controls on the Switch. So there is actually no excuse for them not to have that stuff.
I'm glad you... Listen. I know I said let me end it with this. Listen, I lied, okay? Listen.
Go ahead, bro.
I lied.
Get up on the head. I got the soapbox in my pocket right here, bro. Let me set that shit down for you.
Because this is some shit that, like, I sit down and think about this shit a lot. Nintendo stay talking about, well, we trying to do this for the kids. We trying to keep our shit safe for the kids. But if you go into that Nintendo eShop, bro, they got so many Japanese waifu games with big old titties just popping out at the screen.
Here's the thing, though. When it comes to this whole chat thing, there's just these crazy laws that hold accountable the actual companies that offer these chat features. Which is like, it should just be between, if a situation arises that requires legality, it should be between the disputed individuals. Yeah. But since it is a situation where these companies are being held accountable for things they can't really control, some companies will just choose altogether not to offer the problem as to not end up liable for it.
And to be fair, they are a Japanese company, and so they are.
Ain't Sony Japanese?
Their headquarters is not in Japan at the moment right now.
I know it's in Cali, right? I know they moved, right?
Yeah, they moved it to Cali. But I'm saying Nintendo has very strong, what's it called, morals rooted in Japanese culture. So they're, I'm gonna give them the pass on this one, but I still will gripe about it. Especially since the parental controls are so strong, right? Like my PlayStation's parental controls aren't really that strong.
For me, I've just
So
moved
this-
on to using the whole Discord thing, which I'm fine with. The one thing I definitely want to highlight here that I'm happy to see in regards to Splatoon 3 is those 2.4 million physical sales. That
Yes,
Yeah, that's
let's
dope.
go.
As-
Physical
as
copies.
a-
Let's go.
physical
Mhm.
media collector, I always
alive.
love to see that. Yes,
Yeah.
It'll never
look,
die, bro. It'll never die.
When it comes to, I tell people all the time, you buy a Nintendo game, consider buying it physically because
Every
they
time.
retain their value. That's what's
Yeah.
so great about them. That's what
Mm.
makes it worth
Yeah,
collecting.
that's true.
You know, if I end up in a situation where I'm potentially homeless, guess what? I'm selling my entire Switch collection. And I think I'll be good for a while. So
You're about to live in a mansion, bro. You're about to be kicking your feet up good.
exactly, bro. I do have quite
no.
a few bundles of Switch games that I know are practically as much or more than what I paid for them. That's crazy. That's why, like, for me, I love collecting Switch games, whereas when it comes to like Xbox games or PlayStation games, I don't really care as much as I would like to because, well, you know, you buy this Madden game, the next one's going to come out, the one that you have now is going to be worth 60 cents. And it's not like I like to sell my games by any means, but I don't have any interest in buying them because I know I can get them in a bargain bin sale, you know, a little bit for dumb cheap, you know? So when it
Right.
comes to that, you know,
He's like, I'm gonna sell all my Switch games so I can sit in a 5-star hotel every night.
exactly,
Like,
bro.
facts.
Hell yeah. But I haven't gotten Splatoon 3 yet. I might actually get it soon, especially since I do have a capture card now, so that's gonna be cool. I could definitely play Splatoon 3.
Hey, let me know.
stream it,
Yeah,
all sorts.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah, it sounds like
Yeah.
definitely a good streaming game, and yeah, once again, you know, Splatoon
No, not
3.
just a streaming game. It's a good game. Period.
Yeah,
Yeah, fact.
Yeah,
Dope.
like I've watched my
but
friends.
I'm just
play
saying,
it,
like,
and-
it could be good on stream as well. But yeah, so anyways, we have a lot of topics here, but yeah, you know, just to wrap it up with this topic, you know, Splatoon 3 once again has sold over 500,000 copies in the week. And if you go to your local GameStop, you're probably not gonna see Splatoon 3 there in any GameStop near you. So that's definitely a high accomplishment with Nintendo. And so let's go into our other smaller topic, which is Fire Emblem Engage. Apparently, there's been more gameplay released for Fire Emblem Engage. And let me see if this is let's see if this is muted. Okay. Yeah, so you know, there's definitely been new gameplay on Twitter that with Fire Emblem Engage, and yo, these graphics are looking pretty good. Like, you know, with the last game, it was definitely a dope game with the story, with the Fire Emblem Three Houses. You know, the way they have the three different factions set up and the characters you meet in each and every faction, it's a deep, complex game. You know, in regards to, you know, meeting each and every character and their own personalities. So you had that complexity, and obviously the combat and the RPG mechanics itself was pretty in-depth. You can train your characters, you can teach your students in that game, and with Fire Emblem Engage, you know, they're definitely upping the graphics, and it seems like this is kind of like the next Switch dev kit that they're showing gameplay off of, because the graphics are looking too good here. So do you think there's a chance for a new Switch Pro, you know, coming up next year, or maybe they'll hold off for another year, maybe 2 years? We'll see the Switch 2 or the Switch Pro.
Man, listen. I think the Super Nintendo Switch is definitely coming next year, bro. 'cause-
Super
No.
Nintendo Switch.
listen. Y'all can steal that if you want to. I don't give a damn. But trust me, that's Nintendo Switch,
SNS.
bro. Facts. The SNS, bro. That shit got to be coming next year. Cause I don't know if you guys remember, but when that whole Nvidia leak thing happened, the guy who leaked that also leaked that that they were working on like a new Integra chip or whatever kind of chip is inside the Switch. So I think it's definitely on the horizon. I think it would definitely be a smart move to drop that with the new Zelda game. I think Nintendo would definitely I think the new Zelda Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, or whatever it's called, could definitely help push out that console. That's just my opinion on it.
Mm-hmm.
Or they'll
You
pull a
think so?
PlayStation and drop it and then like a few months later drop the new consoles and automatically put out the remaster or director's cut of the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Let me get that director's cut of Splatoon 3, please.
Yeah, but the only thing I don't see happening is the new Zelda, the graphics do look kind of the same with the old Breath of the Wild.
And no slander, please.
But no slander to that, because like when Zelda Breath of the Wild first launched on the Switch, that was such a huge technical achievement. Like the fact that Monolith Soft pulled that off on a portable system back in 2017.
Yeah, 2017. But did you see what they was doing with this new window, Krow? It's like it looked like in the latest trailer, right? It looked like it was seamless from when he was up in the sky, which is a whole nother fucking map. So the game was rendering all of that, and then he jumped out of the sky, and then he jumped on that mechanical bird glider thing, whatever the hell it was, and then the game is also rendering just normal Hyrule. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, hey man, just let me hope for a Super Nintendo Switch, okay, man?
Just
let me hope.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm skeptical. I think they're just gonna come out with a new platform in the next 2 years. But you know what?
Yeah.
If the Super Switch comes out soon, then I'll be the first one to buy you your director's cut of Tears of the Kingdom.
y'all heard it here first. Y'all heard it here first. All right, man. Super Nintendo Switch come out soon next year. Let me get that director's cut, baby.
March 12th, I got you, bro. March 12th, I got you, bro.
Yes, sir.
And he wants it in physical copy.
I already put my PTO in it for it.
I need you to lick it for me.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I'll sign it for you.
Yes, sir. I
He
need
said,
that.
lick it for me.
Yes, sir. I need it.
He said, let me sell that shit for a revalue.
Facts.
So with Fire Emblem Engage, with this leaked gameplay, I think they dropped it with the Japanese trailer. I think this is what we're seeing with the Japanese trailer. With these new gameplay teasers, Fire Emblem Engage is looking like another banger for Nintendo. And the future is bright for Nintendo, man. Like, they got a lot of IPs to work with, and also, Octopath Traveler 2, that's looking pretty dope as well. And they're trying to make it more, unique with Octopath Traveler, with that franchise, and the different, explorers you get to meet. The voice acting in that Square Enix game is pretty solid as well. So yeah, let's actually move on to our next smaller topic. And I hope this is not a 3-hour podcast, bro. Like, Bam has been talking too much, but
Damn!
but I appreciate you though.
Disrespect, that's wild, bro.
No, like, listen, we started though, Bam. So I appreciate you putting up. But let's move on to Gundam Evolution. This is our next small topic, and yeah, so Gundam Evolution did launch last week. This was launched free to play on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, and it's definitely
it's only available on PC at the minute. The PlayStation, the console versions will get dropped on the 3rd of November. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is a free-to-play hero shooter similar to the vein of Overwatch. But, this article that I've read recently, this was by Vice.com. They have a lot of, good things to say about this game. They're saying it's kind of like a COD version of Overwatch. It's much faster with the lower TTK. And they're saying it has a good balance of classes. You have the melee weapons to use along with the main weapons, and it's definitely looking like it has esports potential with what I'm seeing. I did see a few Twitch streams about this game, and it's definitely looking pretty good. So have you guys checked it out? I believe I saw Cassie at one point. She was checking out the game, and so what were your first thoughts on Gundam Evolution?
I really so I haven't been able to link up with my friend that I've really been wanting to play it with, but I have played a handful of games so far, and it's definitely one worth keeping on my PC for sure. The general mechanics of the game are pretty solid. I'm waiting to see more Gundams that get dropped. Like, it's a very small small group of Gundam choices right now, but you have your classics there, some of them, so that's pretty cool. They all have like their own little gimmicks to them, which is cool. And the game looks pretty solid. It takes you through the basic tutorial off the bat, and it's one of those games where it looks decent. It's not like the best looking game on PC by any means, but I think it runs reasonably. Like, you don't need a heavy hitting PC to run it. Yeah, like, which is cool. Overall, I'm definitely going to be playing this. I have been really wanting to play with my good buddies, so that's what I've really been looking forward to. And he played it a little bit as well, and he's like, yeah, this is actually pretty solid. Like, wow, surprising. And it doesn't really seem to beat you over the head with microtransactions, though there is some. So it's overall, I think that this game could end up being like, it seems to me that generally it looks like it's going to have staying power from what I've experienced this far.
Like, for me, the first thing is when it got dropped, I saw a couple of footages, right? So I've been like, I didn't even realize that it dropped on PC already until my homie turned around and messaged me like, yo, you gonna download Gun Evolution? Is it already dropped? He was like, yeah, check it out. So I watched him stream, right? And the way the game was running, bearing in mind he doesn't have a good ass PC like I have, right? But he was playing it with such a smooth animation, movement. Apparently the netcode implementation in this game is fucking solid, and he never had any kind of a connection or anything like that mid-game. You know, nothing in that way where it was feeling like there was a ping issue or a latency issue or anything like that. So that kind of got me interested. Second thing is like, yo, I get to be a giant robot going fucking people up. Like, yo, tell me something that's not fire, bro. So, and also I was a big fan of Gundam series, like animes and stuff like that. So I'm definitely going to be in fact, I actually installed it today, so after this podcast I'm going to be playing that. So nice. Definitely worth, in my opinion, to download it, just to get the feel of it. Plus it's free to play, and you know, when free to play games come out, you're going to be expecting some kind of a microtransactions, because that, I feel like that's the way that you use to support the game, because without those kind of microtransactions, they can't have any kind of money put into the game. Otherwise, they're just going to be in deficit all the time. So I can see that happening. More microtransactions and stuff. Definitely looking forward to trying out these new Gundams, especially the Dom Trooper, because I'm looking forward to play with them, and also Methesis. So yeah, I can't wait. So after podcast, definitely be on it.
Yeah, you know, I haven't checked it out yet, but reading this article, they're saying a lot of high praise for it, and they're saying it's like a fast-paced Twitch shooter, and I do think, you know, Overwatch 2 is not gonna stand a chance, bro. Like, that's gonna be a wash right there. Like, and this may even compete with Halo 2, being that that's free to play. So,
like,
you know,
I think it will. Overwatch will stay because you got a hardcore loyal fan base.
I was about to say, bro, like,
nah,
you already saying Overwatch
they have a hard.
but
no one's going
Overwatch
to stop
1.
playing, especially if you're on competitive scene. No one's playing for.
Didn't that Overwatch 2 beta pull in like over 1 million viewers on Twitch during that beta? So I mean, I definitely do not agree with that, Krow. So I want all the listeners to know I do not stand by that statement. No sir.
But I can see it being like one of the top games in between Overwatch and Halo. To be honest with you, I'm not gonna say that this game is that is gonna fall off the map real quick, unless they do something fucking really insane by balancing and it's kind of fucked in every single way. That's the only way it's going to drop. But so far, by the way the game is showcased to me and me watching my home play and stuff like that, definitely a solid standpoint from Bandai, to be honest. So yeah,
I think this is really going to appeal to the Japanese gaming base for obvious reasons. I don't know if the Japanese gaming base is really into Overwatch by any means, you know.
No, I don't think so. It's most of a North American, Western. A lot of people hold on to, which is Overwatch, right? So
yeah, like this game seems way more up my alley because I kind of resent Western stuff generally. It's sad to say, like I don't gel well with the mass majority of Western stuff. So give me Gundams. Give me Gundams, especially from the ones that I grew up watching that I'm sentimental toward. Like I'll definitely pay. The game is definitely interesting. It is a great time to drop it just before Overwatch comes out, and the fact that it is also free to play, I think it'll definitely it'll put up its own fight, man. I really do think it has staying power. Like this is a hero shooter for Japan, clearly. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. And also not only Japan, but I think it's just the whole Asian continent. Like they love mechs, bro. They love mechs in a different scale. So I think the whole Asian continent will be hooked onto this game, and they'll have a lot more player base regarding that. And also, we got a lot of Japanese RPG players in the Western side. So they'll be like, "Yo, there's a Japanese version of like a battle arena." And that you can play with mechs, like definitely, I'm gonna be trying there, play with it. And so far on Twitter, I have seen a lot of streamers complimenting the game so much, and I'm like, definitely worth checking it out, And if you are going to download this game and play it, holla at me, bro. Holla at me.
You did say that streamers were hyping it up, and shout out to Technique. He was really into it as well, and I had a blast watching his stream. And so let's move on to our first big topic of the day, and that's Cyberpunk Edgerunners. And so Cyberpunk Edgerunners, it's one of those shows that had a 100% critic percentage on the Rotten Tomatoes score. And only a few shows had that on the Rotten Tomatoes. Prior to that, we had Arcane. We've also had Invincible, which was a dope animated cartoon on Amazon Prime. And that got a 98, actually. That didn't get a 100. So with Cyberpunk Edgerunners, they are definitely doing a... they are making it like a nostalgic punk type of show. Like I do like all of the voice actors in the show. I think they've done such an awesome job with that, like showcasing that nostalgic punk attitude. And it's kind of like the opposite of, I would say, the like the amazing, what was it? It's kind of like Miles Morales in that Spider-Man movie. Into the Spider-Verse. It's kind of like the opposite of that, where it's like the exaggeration of a black teen, but here we're having like the exaggeration of a punk dude here, right? It's like a completely different shift from that, but you still get the nostalgic vibes from the show. And I do like how it goes through this like this villain origin story that we have, and how he meets this gang and ends up being a badass by the end. I haven't watched until the end. I did hear that some people were saying like they've been depressed when they watch the show. So I'm gonna pass it to CultClassicCage. And what were your thoughts with Cyberpunk Edgerunners?
So I haven't completed it. Been watching it with Krow, but I'm really enjoying it, man. Like honestly, my jam is watching a lot of old school cyberpunk animes lately. Like I just recently watched Angel Cop, and oh my god, it's fucking insane. And it's like it's rare when you get like things like that in modern day that actually like challenge the status quo of what's allowed and what's not. Like that's why I love watching like late 80s and 90s anime, because there's just so much stuff that's creators would be afraid to do nowadays. Now, do I agree with all of it? No, not necessarily. But do I appreciate the ability to artistically, try different things? Of course. And I think that so far with Cyberpunk Edgerunners, like, it really does kind of give me those vibes of being like old school Cyberpunk anime enough to really get me into it. Like, I love my stuff like Ghost in the Shell, all sort, like Blue Gender, like all that stuff, man. And I've been watching.
Still holds highest value for me.
Yeah, I feel you. And this anime, I've been watching it dubbed, and I think that the English dub is pretty solid. I'm appreciative that they didn't just throw a shitty dub out there. I really like the main character. I think David, crazy enough, kind of reminds me of me. Like when you first start, and not to get into spoilers, it's really not spoilers, but like in the beginning of the anime, he's just this dude that kind of has like his curled back and walks around with his hands in his pockets. So I'm like, this dude, why do I relate to this like mood? Like, and he has like a bad temper. It's like, yeah, it's sadly it's kind of me. So like the fact that I could relate to the main character in that way is cool. The fact that the anime really just doesn't give a fuck, like, I appreciate that, because I just feel like everything just kind of feels the same nowadays. And given, anime and Japan falls less into that, I do feel like a lot of modern anime is kind of retreading things and playing it safe more so, since anime has become way more popular now than it has been when I was a kid. So this is cool. Normally, at least lately, Netflix has been putting out a lot of garbage from what I've seen, if I'm completely honest, but this one, they definitely hit the mark with this one so far from what I've watched.
Netflix is a definite hit and miss with animation. That's for sure. Because sometimes
Especially
you'll be saying that.
Sometimes you'll be saying that.
Oh my god! Please tell me you didn't watch. Did you watch that Bleach? Like,
oh,
god
hell no!
Damn.
No, bro.
I'm telling you, it was so garbage live action. Like, oh my god, can't believe they fucked up Bleach that way. But definitely hit and miss for Netflix when it comes to, and I wanted to get into watching this anime. Always look at it, but for some reason my girl always sits there and goes, I don't want to watch it, I want to watch something else. I'm like, God, fuck's sakes, man. Like, I was in the mood to watch this shit. She goes like, you can watch it on your phone. You can watch it on your phone.
Like I will say that this is definitely an acquired taste. Like, not everybody's gonna vibe with this show. It's like a exaggeration of a punk dude. Like I said before, it does have a lot of gore in it. It's very edgy, and yeah, not a lot of people are gonna vibe with it. But it definitely excels at what it's trying to do. It's a very unique take. It's a very unique show, I would say. And yeah, so I wanted to actually move into this topic, which is what do you guys think is the honorable mention of the best gaming movie or anime adaptation that we've seen so far? Like, I would say for me, I would say Sonic is definitely up there. Sonic, they did such a bang-on job with the movies. And so, do you guys want to give any honorable mentions of what do you think was the best, gaming media adaptation that you've seen so far?
For me, in terms of from video game to film, is that's acceptable? Like any adaptation?
He's asking a question.
So what was that? Yeah. So like any anime or cartoon. Anime, cartoon, or movie media adaptation. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna have to throw out the original Mortal Kombat in 1995.
Spicy. Let's go.
It's like it has like that perfect amount of cheese, but also coolness. I think that Liu Kang's hair deserves an Oscar because of how perfect it is the entire time. Like, just they just nailed it with the characters, man. Liu Kang was great.
True.
Sonya Blade was great. Same with
Raiden.
Johnny Cage. Yeah, Raiden. It's like, oh my god, the little parts where he'd give a little snicker after the end of his statements. Like that shit would get me every time.
You know who I thought they literally like underrated in was Nightwolf, bro. Nightwolf was fucking sick.
Wait, Nightwolf was
in the original Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
I don't. Are you talking? I hope you're not talking about Annihilation, because No.
You're talking about the live adoption movie, or like is it
in '95?
Yeah, like the OG.
The movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, not in the movie. I was talking about the.
Oh nah, but we talking about the OG joint.
Yeah,
Right.
like.
Although I
Honestly,
gotta say, Get Over Here from Scorpion was kind of, but yes, I like it.
Because I believe that was what's his name, Ed Boon that voiced that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get
he
Over
does.
Here.
Yeah.
And you know what? They did everything. Given it was cheesy as fuck, but they did enough, man. Like, especially when you compare it to the new Mortal Kombat. I know some people like it. Personally, I couldn't take it seriously, the newer one, because there's just so much weird stuff with that movie. I think they nailed the characters in the original so well. And looking back on it, I could still watch it over and over. It's not perfect by any means. And to be fair, some of the combat does leave more to be desired, but the characters and the general story being told and the music, it's forever lasting. And I'm really appreciative that they actually did try to do something, even if it was an amazing knockoff of Enter the Dragon. I'm still completely fine with it.
What you got, Joker? You got one? What's up, man? You got one?
Up?
You got a video game adaptation?
Video game adaptation. I would say, right, recently the only closest thing I can think of is Witcher. Witcher was the only closest thing that I can actually.
Oh yeah, true. Yo, that show was fire.
Yeah, fire.
That's a huge production value on that show. Yeah.
I'm gonna go way left. I'm gonna go way left with the one that I chose. Right. Assassin's Creed. I think that movie dropped in like 2015. The movie. It had the dude from the guy that played Magneto and like the new X-Men movie.
Michael Fassbender. He's actually a great actor.
Yeah, he's great.
That shit was fire, bro. I don't know what it was, but for me, I really liked that movie. I don't know what it was about it. I just loved it.
I liked honorable mentions. Obviously, Sonic 2 right now is my favorite video game.
Fire.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good, man. Honorable mentions are 2021's Arcane from Netflix and Castlevania 2017.
Castlevania. Yeah.
I got an
was
honorable
so good,
mention.
Man.
An honorable
Castlevania was
mention.
So good.
An honorable mention has to be the Street Fighter 2 animated movie.
Oh, that one's good too.
Oh man,
You was gonna say the live action Street Fighter
and
movie,
and I'll take it far left as well too, man. Assassin's Creed Embers, that animated like Ezio, like old,
like
20-minute animation. Oh man, that thing gives me chills,
bro.
Right now, for me, the honorable mention is Tekken.
I heard that.
Yo,
the
the new series.
Yeah,
I heard that was good. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so Deli did mention Arcane. That was actually the other show that got a 100% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. That was definitely really good, man. Like I believe they had like a, what was it, like a 1 million budget per episode, or 1 billion,
Like
1
that
billion,
Riot money,
1
baby.
billion.
That Riot money.
Yeah, I think it was $1 billion per episode or something, some crazy number like that, man. Like it's definitely up there, man, with the high production value.
There was a Dragon Quest animated film that came out like 5 or so years ago, and that movie is amazing. That's a movie I've been meaning to pick up.
We did that is that the one that you're talking about? That retreaded Five's story arc.
I believe so.
Oh man, I watched that thing with my older sister, and we like, it's like all the memories kept flooding back. It was awesome. It was really good. If you're a Dragon Quest fan, I'd highly suggest watching that.
It's very pretty. It's something that's be amazing. It's like I could appreciate it as an adult. I'm sure any kid could watch it and be mesmerized by how cute and awesome it is. Like Dragon Quest just makes me happy. Like I just want to indulge in anything in Dragon Quest at this point.
Yeah, no doubt. So yeah, let's move on to this actually ties into the next topic, which is the Cyberpunk 2077 Resurgence. And definitely the Cyberpunk Edgerunners show on Netflix sparked a huge interest, and it actually returned a lot of players back into the game. And we have a lot of players now saying, "Oh, it's definitely a good experience now." And we actually have the Steam numbers here. We don't have the numbers, to represent the console folks, but we do have the numbers for Steam DB, which shows that the all-time current peak of 100 of the players playing at one specific time over the weekend actually went all the way up to 136,000 players at one time playing Cyberpunk 2077 on Steam. And this was definitely a huge accomplishment. Like Benji Sales actually reported that the previous all-time peak for Steam was The Witcher 3 at 100,000 players playing at one time concurrently. And so yeah, the Edgerunners show definitely helped with the the player count, bringing back the excitement into Cyberpunk 2077. CD Projekt Red did put out a patch for the Edgerunners update, where you can unlock the same suit that David is wearing in the show, which is pretty cool. Nice. And you do get some specific missions for Edgerunners. And I believe since launch they had like about 8 big patches at this point. And now a lot of people are praising CD Projekt Red for delivering a really good game. There's definitely a lot of backlash at launch, but do you think that there's a lot of gaslighting going on now, saying that now people are ignoring the issues that CD Projekt Red had since launching the game? So what are you guys' thoughts on that?
So I mean, look, I think that if there's goodwill involved in trying to fix the product, I think that we should acknowledge that, and if it's genuinely a good game now, that's what's up. But yeah, let's not rewrite history by any means, but the fact that I do see some people praising the game, and then there's some vitriol being met with that, like that's no good. But also pretending that the game was good from the very beginning is also not good. So yeah, let's just try and have an honest conversation when it comes to that. Now, some games come out and they never get fixed, and that's absolutely abysmal. But CD Projekt Red, they did make a crucial error in release a broken, buggy mess of a game, and that sucks. But it seems as though they've really been grinding to give players the product that that is respectful of our time and our money. Now, for me personally, Cyberpunk is unfortunately just never going to be the RPG that it was originally supposed to be. That was what I wanted. They initially said it was supposed to be a wholehearted RPG, but then later into development, the game became an action game with RPG elements. So unfortunately, it's never going to live up to what I was hoping it'd be. But I mean, it seems as though it's a good game. I would like to revisit it again, because I didn't beat the game, and it's because I just got tired of my settings being reset. But as long as the game is pretty reasonably running now, everything's cool. They're gonna have this major expansion coming out, and I think that's cool. That they at least they made one huge mistake, but it seems like they're trying to make up for it. You can't just shit on them absolutely forever. for that one mistake. Just, never forget. Definitely, I totally agree with that. But also don't bastardize them forever as well.
That's the thing. As long as they can show that they are actually trying to improve the game and trying to give that experience to players, I commend them for that. Because, after getting a lot of hate, and people still be hating because they're trolls, because they got nothing else to do but just sit there and play Twitter most of the fucking time. That's a given fact by most of the people out there, just like to shit on everything because they're miserable as hell. But I commend them because they're actually trying to fix a lot of shit. And they released, like I said, they released major patches after the game got launched, and you can see that they're trying hard and they're trying to provide the absolute best experience the game can offer to you. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to actually revisiting after seeing a lot of positive stuff about the game, just to see how it's left off and what the improvement is like. So yeah, I'll be definitely re-downloading. Not saying that I'm going to download. Eventually give it time. Just got a shit ton of games that I need to play. So eventually when I get the chance to do it and revisit it when I'm bored or some shit like that, definitely give it a try.
Yeah, I did play this on PC, and at launch this was it's a pretty decent experience on PC, and they did intend it for the PC audience at first, and that's why you see people like Young Ye and Paris, they did give pretty good reviews because they had the PC versions of the game, but unfortunately they didn't have access to the console version at launch. But yeah, I'm going to quote the Asher Luca. Shout out to Luca, who does Scumcast every Saturday night. And I want to quote her on Twitter. She did say that in regards to the gaslighting topic, even after putting in 50 hours and generally enjoying them, seeing folks attempt to gaslight and guilt trip folks who criticize Cyberpunk 2077 like this game didn't have any extensive issues is absolutely insane. Like, gamers up there with when it comes to smooth brain activities. And yeah, I mean, like, to say that the game was perfect from at launch and from now is like, it's just absolutely boggling to me. Like, obviously this had issues even on the PC side. Like, there were definitely some glitches there, and like, for example, if you're in the middle of the street and you give a call to this girl at the afterlife, what happens is that like they have like the image of the NPC on the street. Like, they have the NPC on the street right there when you called her, like, and you see her animations and everything. It's just that was such a weird bug, bro. Like, when you call that person.
When I downloaded the game for the first time, like instant bought the game, they like pre-ordered this shit and everything, kept it ready. Not gonna lie to you, first instance that I had was I chose the deserter. We start off in the desert, and then afterwards, like, next minute I know, motherfucker, I'm driving an invisible car. Like, let's go. You know what I mean?
I see that happen like, still. Shit. Yeah, I see that happen.
I was there like, shit, fuck Wonder Woman's fucking invisible jet. Like, this is my fucking car. This is my invisible car, bro. Let's.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely issues with the AI traffic. Like, that's one of the biggest gripes I had also playing the game. Like, to me, at launch, this was definitely one of the marquee experiences on PC. Like, this is what really made me want to upgrade my PC, and I did end up getting the 3070 because of this game. And it's definitely a good visual showcase on PC, I will say that. But when it comes to the actual when it comes to actually like the polish of the game, it's not to the same vein as Rockstar with Red Dead Redemption or GTA 5 when it comes to overall polish. But can we really fault CD Projekt Red for making an attempt of making the most ambitious game yet? Or should they have delayed the game till maybe this year to release the game? Do you think it was too early for them to release this game, or do you think they should have made it just as a PC, like early access type of thing, back in 2018. Oh,
In the very least, they should have delayed the console versions and just let the PC version out.
So this was released on 2020, right? On
2020 it came out.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah, so I think that there could have been a lot of issues. I can't really fucking speculate sitting there and think, oh, they should delay this, that, and everything. But what I would have said is they should have double check this motherfucker, check for all the bugs, do whatever it is necessary before release, just so they would have like a minimum amount of backlash in case something goes wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, at the very least, man, I think it should have came out for next gen and PC only. I'm also not gonna make excuses for CD Projekt Red because when Witcher 3 dropped, that game also dropped in a shitty state. But then a couple years later, a year or two later, everything was ironed out, and now people love the Witcher 3. It's regarded as one of the best games. Cyberpunk 2077 is also now getting that same treatment. So I'm like I said, I'm not gonna make excuses for them. But what I won't do, my dumb ass is not gonna sit up here and shit on developers who are far more talented than me and say, well, they should have done this or they should have done that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I understand my role. I understand my role as a consumer, and I know for a fact that I could never wish to be as talented as some of these developers working on these games. So you won't catch me shitting on them. But
Shout out to Deli.
I do think it would have been a great idea to maybe have this game only on next gen only or PC release when it, back when it first came out.
I agree. They had the next gen development consoles and development kits around 2020 anyway, so they could have definitely honored all of the last gen buys, last gen purchases, and upgraded them to PS5, Xbox One X, whatever it may be. I know that's not something that consumers definitely really would have wanted. But I mean, they could have just been flat out and said the game's just not ready yet. And while people would have been upset, people would have understood, right? Instead of getting the massive amount of flack that the game eventually did get on launch, this is something that I am hurt by. I have no faith in CDPR because of the way they handled the entire situation. So I will not be revisiting the game, and I will not be supporting them in that regard. I bought 2 copies of the game when it came out, and neither copy worked. So.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, I can see the gripes. I can see the gripes why you had that. Definitely, because especially buying 2 versions of it in 2 different platforms and them not working for you, bro. When I would be salty.
Yeah, because at the time my 3090 wasn't working. It was like barely pushing 60. I was on stream and I streamed it for like 2 hours. I only have about 2.5 hours in the game, and for the first 2 hours I was fiddling around with settings on stream. Everybody was watching me. I basically lose my patience. My PlayStation 4 copy was, let's just be honest with ourselves here, that copy should have never even been promoted onto store shelves or had a gold master.
Yeah, facts.
Like that. That was just not something that was playable.
So Deli, let me ask you though, like, what resolution were you running on with the Cyberpunk?
1440p.
Oh yeah, I had the same thing. Yeah. Did you have RTX on?
Nope.
Okay, so you run it at 1440p, but you still couldn't get 60?
It was having a hard time holding it.
Really? Oh.
And mind you, I also don't have like a CPU, like a gaming center CPU. I have a Threadripper, so my clocks are a little bit lower than a lot of that stuff. And I understand that they didn't really necessarily had the best multi-thread support on launch. So I understand that like my computer is a very, very specific case, but again, that does not excuse them because they should have checked for this the entire time.
I feel like what they should have done. I feel like what they've done at that point was, you know what, it's running smoothly in our system. It's doing fine within our, gaming studio that they actually sat there and developed. It should be fine for the rest of the other people, and I don't think they double checked that before releasing it. And unfortunately, what they thought was, since it's working fine, it should be fine working on other old Gen 2.
I mean, it was...
Yeah, sorry.
I don't know if it was fine. It was shippable, but it just wasn't playable. And then there were bits of the game that were playable, but definitely not shippable. And
I think
it's
that's
if they just decided to, let that run.
And not only that, because they also overpromised on the release date, then they delayed it, kind of like brought a lot of people's hopes down. And then also at the same time, they were like, yo, you know what? We already delayed it by 1 year. You know, this time we'll have to release. So they thought like maybe consumers might forgive about certain bugs if it comes across. And unfortunately for them, it kind of backfired badly. So, you know, it is what it is sometimes.
Yeah, I'm glad everybody else is having fun with the game, though. Genuinely, I applaud them. I mean, like, I'm glad that they turned it around and is able to give good faith. But if anybody wants to say, because there's this huge narrative on the internet that like there was nothing wrong with Cyberpunk.
I saw some crazy wild tweets about smoothly the game runs on the fucking PC. There is no glitches for me whatsoever, no bugs for me whatsoever. I was like, you chat shit, bro. You probably played 5 minutes of the game and you thought, oh, everything's
Well, I
running
saw
fine.
one that says like it was like Cyberpunk was always a good game, and and everybody like, yeah, it always has been a good game, and I was like, no, that's not true. Like the game is fine. I'm sure people who got to the end was like, yeah, this game is great. Like Luca played the game for 50 hours and was like, this game is absolutely fantastic, blah, 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 this and that. But the game in 2022 is vastly different from the game in 2020, all right? Like, it's just not the same. Look, there's different AI, different UI, different skill trees, stuff that they actually put into the game that wasn't there on launch, right? So, like, my disc version of Cyberpunk, if I just am not connected to the internet, if I pop that into my PlayStation 5 right now, I would have the original game on launch. I would have the game that I bought. And that's not the same game that is patched over the years into the state that it is now. So yeah, I don't understand the gaslighting attempt to make it sound like the people who criticized the game were wrong or in any way, shape, or form. I've had strong opinions about the game. I've had strong words about the game, and I refuse to let anybody make me feel like I was wrong in that attempt.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. Even I had strong words regarding that, and listen, they're improving. But I'm not saying they're their best. They were the greatest at that point. They're improving, bro, and it's only up to them if they want to carry on providing support for this game, just to make it give players the experience they want. You know what I mean? And what they promise to deliver. So let's see.
I mean, better late than never, you know. But you know, they've lost a portion of people who are faithful or fans or supporting them for a while, and I'm unfortunately one of those people. Not that it really matters, because you know, whatever. I'm just one person, but you know, part of the grand scheme of things, they did. There are people like me that have lost faith in CDPR because of the bad consumerism that has followed from launch up till whatever January, until they decided to pull everything.
Yeah, I think it is worth noting that they definitely did try and take advantage, and they did take advantage of the good faith that the good faith that they developed with their player base. Because a lot of people, including me, were just like, man, CD Projekt Red is gonna get this. Like, they're gonna do their thing.
Even me, like when they first announced the thing, and then afterwards seeing like small little clips here and there, and I was just like, yo, since they made Witcher 3 and that game was so great, I'm pretty sure they're gonna nail it on the head. And it was a disappointment at the beginning, like complete. And I'm just like Deli, like, I lost faith in them. You know what I mean? Like, next time that they release a game or anything, like, very this shit, or even try to attempt to buy it unless I see some very good footages here and there. You know what I mean? And until then, I don't think I'll be buying any games instantly from them. You know?
Yeah. Instantly, I think a lot more people are going to be skeptical. Just because they had so much like positive consumer appeal. Now that's completely changed.
Yeah, so I definitely agree with what Cassie says with her points. Before, when CD Projekt Red, they did promise these kind of things where like each and every mission is gonna have multiple paths. You're gonna have like unique dialogue choices depending on your faction. But honestly, like instead of like a few missions here and there, like for the most part, you don't see that, you know, Fallout type of pen and paper type of RPG approach in this. Like it's unfortunate, but it kind of feels like an on rails game with action elements, but it was still a fun experience from what I played. Even though it was still a linear experience, but yeah, the false promises were definitely a suspect in this, and the fact that they pulled a fast one with them releasing fake gameplay right before the launch, like, yo, that was and they showed the whole train ride scene. Unfortunately, we don't have the subway, the train ride in the final product, which is pretty disappointing.
Yep.
But yeah, like, you know, as I said before, the Edgerunners anime did push a lot of gamers on Steam to the high numbers here, and apparently it did reach the top of the Steam charts, and a lot of people are buying it at the moment. So, you know, kudos to CD Projekt Red. I still think they did make a very good, ambitious game, even though they didn't really, you know, they didn't really deliver on the promises, which is unfortunate. But it was still a solid game in my opinion. And so, did you guys have any final thoughts on this topic, where, you know, folks are gaslighting the community that, you know, there's no bugs at all in this game?
Nah, bro. I mean, y'all killed it. You know what I'm saying?
Stop the cat.
Yeah. Don't you know Bam Bam always caps?
Stop.
He wears a fucking. He always wears a cap
You ain't heard me
backwards.
cap not
You
one
know what I mean?
time, bro.
He's like Ash
Damn!
Ketchum, bro.
I do the
He's
same
like,
exact thing, though.
That's the best way to rock that motherfucker. But hey, we ain't gonna talk
Bro.
about
Hell
it.
yeah.
Yeah, but it
rocks
gotta
the
be a
cap like
snapback
Cash
though. It gotta
Ketchum.
be a snapback, because the feet
Yeah,
don't
wasn't that-
look
This is
good.
true.
I'm a dad hat kind of guy, so yeah, no snapbacks. I put the snapbacks up, y'all.
Yeah, so alright, so let's move on to our final topic, which is actually the rumored GTA 6 leaker. This was a suspicion that you know, the GTA 6 leaker was actually caught, but so I want to get into this. There was an article by GamesRadar.com, and so yeah, just to preface the whole situation, you know, in case you guys were living under a rock.
Bro,
We-
who lives on the pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh, hey guys,
Exactly, bro.
before we move on to this final topic, I gotta get going. So thank you so much for
All right, bro.
having me on the show.
All right,
I
bro.
really appreciate you. It's just
Good
about that
talking with
time
you,
of the
bro.
night. So
Yeah.
I'll catch you guys later. Thank you guys so much.
All right,
care.
Devin.
Peace,
Always a
appreciate
good
y'all.
time, bro.
Killed the topics, Crow. It was a great show. Have fun,
Yep.
and I will watch the replay for the last section.
Peace.
Yo,
man.
it's always a pleasure, bro, and yeah, have a good night.
Yep, take care.
So yeah, you know, in case y'all have been living under a rock, we got I'm gonna do a rundown of the situation. So apparently Rockstar Studios have had a breach whereby a hacker has resulted in over 90 GTA 6 videos that have been leaked, and there's also been a lot of screen leaking of the dev production during the game. And so there's been a Twitter post by Rockstar with their official statement. We recently suffered a network intrusion in which an unauthorized third party illegally accessed and downloaded confidential information from our systems, including early development footage for the next Grand Theft Auto. And so, you know, this article, I did glance over it. Apparently this 17-year-old got caught, but there was a suspicion that he was actually involved in the GTA 6, you know, the hacking. They haven't really officially confirmed that he's the actual hacker, but it's crazy what this 17-year-old did. Like, he actually was responsible for hacking both Microsoft and Nvidia, which was really ridiculous, man. So yeah, you know, is there a Rockstar security problem with this situation, or how do you guys feel about, you know, this being leaked
All
out?
I'm saying is that hackers or whoever it is are dumbasses, bro. These generation hackers are dumbasses. Like, did you really expect to get away with it, thinking that it's all for shits and gigs? Like, oh yeah, it'll be fine. Like, bro, you're gonna get
Like,
caught,
yo,
motherfucker.
This
You're gonna get caught.
dumbass. The thing is, this dumbass breached Rockstar. It seems as though he possibly was the hacker behind the Uber hack, as well as the Nvidia hack. Like, this dumbass is managing to do all this shit and making all of these billion-dollar corporations look like assholes. Like, it is crazy when you put that all into perspective, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's a dumbass because he's doing all of this shit, but at the same time, he's making the companies look so bad with their fucking security systems. Like, yo, bro, like, you're a billion-dollar company.
And that's how I'm looking at it. Is that I think these companies would. I think they should probably. I know they probably won't do it, but I mean, if I was a $1 billion company and if I kept seeing, things get hacked into by 17-year-olds, I would be looking to see if I could hire one of these people to try to help me figure out.
Hey, yo, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, if my company gets hacked by a 17-year-old, bro, I need to reevaluate my whole entire business.
Bro, I'm firing everybody who I got hired to make sure, that my stuff is set up. I'm firing all these old people, bro, and I'm hiring this kid and all his friends, bro, because
that Monday morning meeting in my fucking room is like, yo, you better get act straight.
Yeah.
You're gonna get dropped instant. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. It's definitely
what I mean?
But on another note, man, seeing all these GTA 6 leaks come out, bro, and seeing the game in like alpha stage and seeing how it looks better than most games that's out right now, like for instance Saints Row. Like, how was GTA 6 in alpha looking better than Saints Row as a final product? That shit blows my mind, bro. So
apparently, apparently that was a thing where like devs released their early gameplay footage. Like, I believe there was like Control, from Control. They released their like early stage dev gameplay, and they were saying like, oh, like not all early footage is gonna be the actual final product where like the graphics are gonna be like done and like everything's textured. Like how are people complaining about early dev kits? Like,
Twitter is wildfire. Twitter is wildfire. Like, some of these dumbasses come up with like, there was one tweet where they said like, oh yeah, the graphics has to come first within the game. Motherfucker, the game is not even developed fully. What you talking about graphics? What you talking about graphics? You know what I mean? It's not completed yet. Most of the time, if you know how game development works, you will completely understand, like, yo, even though this is an early beta, like, look how fire the game looks in this stage. You imagine what the end product would look like?
Bro,
like,
GTA 6 bro, look amazing. I just think it's quite shameful at the state of the gaming community, and when you have like armchair developers sitting at home judging alphas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Twitter University.
And trying to shit on these games, bro. It's crazy to me. But go ahead, Cassie. You got it.
Look, man, if you got these fucking armchair critics that are fucking eating their Cheetos and wiping their hands on their fucking armchair, and they're playing Saints Row, the new one, whilst also at the same time saying GTA 6, these 2019 clips look like ass, like, these people need to reevaluate their life.
Facts.
Seriously.
There's people out there. There's people out there enjoying Saints Row reboot.
And there are people. Crazy though. But the thing is, look, whether you like Saints Row, whether you hate Saints Row, from what I've seen from GTA 6, that shit looking better than this Saints Row. Like, this Saints Row. Like, if you said that the Saints Row game, that was like the early alpha footage, like, I would believe that.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of disappointing with Saints Row how it turned out. Like, that company definitely watched that product, bro. Like, hey, I don't know what happened in that PR meeting, like when they met the investors.
Bro, I'll tell you something. What is it? What's the company's name? Volition?
Volition.
Yeah. Volition. Bro, they always do this kind of shit. Like, what was it when Saints Row got dropped? Bro, they hyped that game up so much, and the same, like, and afterwards I look at this game, they have a very similar gameplay mechanic, right? They have a very similar gameplay mechanic. The only difference is there are certain aspects changed here and there, but other than that, it's still a wild ass shit. You know what I mean? And I just feel like they just want to go in, like, keep it balance between a decent game and crazy ass game. And obviously there are people over there are consumers who love this kind of thing where they just want to just fucking have shits and giggles. But at the same time, you have some people who really like, I'm looking forward to this Saints Row 2 style gameplay. You know what I mean? And then afterwards, when they get hold of it, and then afterwards, first it looks ass, right? Compared to most of the shit. And second thing is, like, you could do a lot better. And you promised us that it was going to be fire. May God put us in this bandwagon of hype. And then all of a sudden, it was a disappointment when the game got dropped. Is they like, yeah, bro, come on. And that's what I mean. Like, I agree with Bam and Cage that fucking alpha footage of GTA 6 a lot better than fucking Saints. You know what I mean? And that's just development. That's just on development still. It's not even released yet. Like, wow. I can just imagine what the end product is going to look like, and it's going to blow my fucking mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
like, I was kind of concerned with Saints Row. If you want to finish up what you were saying.
No. Carry on.
I was kind of concerned. Excuse me. I was kind of concerned with. I think I said Saints Row by accident, but I meant GTA 6. Because a lot of things that I was hearing from like leaked stuff that developers were saying, like, they want this to be, a little more cleaned up and all that shit. Like, nah, like, we want GTA because it breaks the rules, because, like, Rockstar is known for being, like, an anarchy sort of game development company. Like, they've always gone against the rules, which is what made them so extremely successful. So I was kind of concerned when I was hearing some of the developers that are working for Rockstar saying kind of the opposite of what Rockstar is known for. But, like, seeing this gameplay, seeing the things that we expect from a GTA game, I'm not as concerned. Like, this looks cool. Hopefully, when they do officially reveal the game, that'll definitely set even more of my concerns aside. But so far, so good. Like, I'm definitely liking what's going on here right now, even though it was a leak and whatnot. But that definitely set my concern. It actually helped sell me the game more.
Yeah. And not only that, like, we all know that once this new GTA gets dropped, they're gonna milk it for another 10 years. You know what I mean? For a fact. Right, so they're gonna try and make sure that they provide the optimal experience so that for the next 10 years, you don't have to worry about shit, but apart from getting updates. You know what I mean? And that's what it is, fam. I'm telling you.
So I did want to get your take on this, Joker. I do believe that along with this leak, I believe that the source code was also leaked as well. So does that mean that anyone could potentially make their own prototype game, or from this leak?
See, the fact is that, like, source code leaks are a major concern for a lot of developers, right? Companies can downplay it in just to make a public perception, but at the same time, developers who actually sat there and done the source codes, they know how it can be, easily manipulated, used for their own thing, because source code comes with a lot of things, includes the engine that they're working, this assets, how the gameplay mechanics work, this, that, and everything. And source code is such a huge thing within the gaming development sector that people don't seem to understand it. So when I saw a lot of developers raising the concerns, very big issue, I completely agree with them. Like, they don't seem to understand the gravity of it, right? Because A, they don't have any knowledge within game development side of things, and also B, that they're fucking Google University. You know what I mean? They'll sit there and fucking they will sit there and Google the shit out of everything, and then they go to YouTube, then followed by Twitter, and they will sit there and chat with their homies, and they sit there and talk and all of this thing, and they convince themselves that this is the actual thing behind it. But at the same time, companies who get their source codes leaked and all of this kind of shit, they don't want their reputation to be damaged in such a way when developers come out saying that, source code is such a big thing. So they will try and downplay it, because now The consumers will be like, see, I told you, you dumbass developers don't know what you're talking about, because the company itself turned around and said, yo, they're gonna be fine. There's not a big problem. Sure, hopefully, we don't know that. You know what I mean? We don't know that, but we just hope that nothing like that serious things happen later down the line. You know what I mean? We're just hoping for it. We're just hoping and trying to believe what the company is trying to tell us, like, yo, this is not a major problem. And people cling on to that kind of shit, and they think that this is the actual 100% fact. You know what I mean? This is the actual thing. And I don't give a shit what anyone's concern is. I don't give a shit about anyone's opinion. So if you don't give a shit about other people's opinions, stop going on their fucking Twitter post and commenting like a dumbass. That's what my issue is. Like, if you don't really give a shit, you can just scroll past it and you can just go fucking sit there and do Twitter wars about random bullshit, bro. Don't sit there and tell me like this is gonna be the thing, this and that and everything like that, because you never know. Coming about 4 years down the line, you never know, there might be like a copycat game which has a similar mechanics, and be like, yo, where did they get this kind of a thing from? Is it picked from the source code? You never know. You know what I mean? We just hope that they keep that shit under control and they damage control as much as possible, so that, you know, if new publishers or indie game developers use this kind of source code and create this kind of games, they can literally shut it down, so that their most popular game and their most best-selling game doesn't get cloned. That's all I'm saying. Yep. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, you know, it's definitely a risk with indie developers. Yeah, you know, actually, shout out to Agent Deli. You know what Joker said about the whole, you know, the whole dev armchair analyst on Twitter, and I actually remember there was a tweet, you know, trying to go against Deli, where they said that, oh, Deli made a trash game with Watch Dogs Legions, but do you know the amount of effort it takes to develop games? Like,
even if it says a trash game, the amount of hard work that's put behind that, because companies work you to the fucking bone when it comes to certain shit, and people don't seem to understand that point. Like me working, just I do, like, I used to do bits and bobs of gameplay coding and shit like that, and I can understand the development aspect of things, but I do program coding, and you know, the fucking company does not give a shit about you as a person. You're just another number for them. You know what I mean? And what your value to the company is, because at the end of the day, they just want an end product that they can sell to the fucking consumers, and the consumers will either be happy with it or not be. And you just have to take that gamble. And then afterwards, when you know the amount of hard work that you put in, and you're proud of that amount of work, and you just try and, you know, show it to people like, yo, this is what I worked on. Yeah, I will happily put that on my CV, because I don't give a shit about what the people have to work on, because the people who's hiring me in a different company looks at my CV, is like, yo, this guy, this game, or this guy worked on this program. So I'm going to get hold of him, because he might have, you know, valuable insight on how we can sort this shit out. You know what I mean? That's what they look for.
So yeah, back to this topic here. Yeah, so based on this article, actually there was a suspicion based on this 17-year-old that apparently he was related to both the Rockstar and the Uber cyber attacks. And this was reported by Matthew Keys on Twitter, who tweeted out that this 17-year-old was a minor who did, you know, also were responsible for the hacks with Microsoft and Nvidia. And so this is just a suspicion at this point, but do you believe that this 17-year-old hacked into, you know, Rockstar's security system?
It's a possibility. It's a possibility, because there are some teenagers out there who are really smart when it comes to this kind of shit, but common sense is zero. But what was it? There was a guy here in UK, one of the major companies, and instantly they decided to hire him as a cybersecurity consultant. You know what I mean?
I mean, like
So-
it takes a young ballsy dude or just person in general to
For all you know, for
to
all
fuck
you know,
with the
he was
suits, man.
exactly like for all you know, he talking to his home like, you know what, yo, you know, for shits and giggles, shall we do this to the company? You know what I mean? He doesn't understand the gravity of the situation. For all you know, but
Yeah.
he'll be just sitting there like trying to boast to his homies like, yo, did you know that I hacked into this company? Blah 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 blah. And like I said earlier, bro, if you're a multi-billion-dollar and if you get hacked by a 17-year-old and a group of his friends, you need to reevaluate your whole entire company's fucking standpoint at this point.
Yep. No doubt.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the biggest gaming leagues out there, and you don't see this every day. Like not many people hack into early dev kits, and this is definitely pretty surprising that this 17-year-old did it. It's suspected that he's the one, but it could be someone else out there. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he is apparently possibly part of a hacking organization or group. So I mean, like I do pose the question, like, what if he's kind of just being left out to dry by this group, since maybe he's probably the youngest of the runt of the litter, so to speak.
Possibility.
Never
Possibility.
know.
Yeah, it's a possible situation. You never know. Like, fucking organizations who do this kind of bullshit things. Like, look at fucking internet. Like, once you go into the dark web, like, you're fucked. You're fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what's probably happened to him. Or maybe he was the mastermind behind it. Maybe. You don't know.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
He's like the grown up from RoboCop. He's the kid from RoboCop 2 that now is a teenager.
You imagine, bro.
Oh my god.
Like, god damn. But yeah, man.
So Bam
Let's
Bam,
hope-
do you have any input on this topic?
I mean, y'all pretty much hit every check mark for me, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's no doubt, and yeah, you guys definitely killed it here, and I definitely appreciate you guys pulling up. And so let's go through our outros, and let's start with Joker Gamer V3.
Yo. Thank you for having me, Krow. Appreciate you to let me have my 2 cents. And it was nice to chop it up with Cage. It was definitely, hopefully next time you're there and we can chop it up even more. And
Definitely.
Bam Bam Kerr.
My man said it's 2 cents. Boy, hey, yo, you gave out like $1,000.
Shut the fuck up, homie. I knew you would say some shit like this, right? Shut the fuck up. Like, listen, bro, you belong in Boondocks fucking crew, right? Because you shit talk so much more than fucking Riley does, alright? So, on that note,
I'll take
peace.
Oh, he really said Boondocks. Damn. Okay.
Yes, sir, man.
Yo, Bam Bam, appreciate you pulling up, and
Yeah, bro. It's always a good time, man. Pulling up, talking about these games with y'all, man. Hopefully next time, you know what I'm saying, we can get Colonel Sanders, aka Joker V3, aka. I'm joking, but nah. It's always good linking up with y'all, man. Cassie, it was great linking up with you for the first time. Talking about these topics.
Likewise, bro.
But yeah, man. Thanks for having me on, Krow. You know the vibes.
yeah, definitely. You definitely made it interesting, and I'm glad it didn't reach 3 hours at this point. But appreciate your energy.
Hey, yo,
And you definitely made it entertaining, bro. So I appreciate you.
Listen, you cannot blame me for that when you got Joker talking.
Hey, shut up, homie. Hey, man, we're a podcast, alright? Shut up, homie. That's what we do. We talk.
Fact.
Yeah, so we definitely had a unique group of cast here. We had Deli and Cage, who did bring their pretty good insight, and So yeah, let's go with the outro with the CultClassicCage.
Yeah, Krow, thank you so much for having me, bro. This is the second Nest Talk I've been on, and like the first one, it was awesome. It was awesome talking to you, Joker, as well as you, Bam Bam. Super cool dudes. Deli as well. Always cool to have a conversation with Deli. He's very insightful from a different perspective. But he definitely does a good job of balancing being, a developer as well as being a gamer, and I appreciate that for sure. And if anyone wants to find me, you can hit me up on Twitter, YouTube, or Twitch. CultClassicCage.
Yeah, CultClassicCage, definitely a pleasure as always, and make sure you check out her streams and her channel. I do think she's a very good content creator, and
Thank
so
you,
I appreciate you coming through and providing your time and your insight on the topics. So yeah, that wraps up Nest Talk episode 22. Appreciate the chat for pulling up live, and for those guys who do tune in later, y'all are the real MVPs. Appreciate you guys, and make sure you hit the like and share out the stream. I would greatly appreciate that, and make sure you hit the you share the stream out, and you put down your comments down below as well. So just
on the next episode of Twitter Ball Z. No, just kidding.
Yeah, just want to shout out the chat real quick. We got Dre Watson. Appreciate you tuning in live.
That's the homie.
Yo, he's always been a homie, cuz.
Hey, facts.
Windu.
That's the OG.
Yep. Windu, Defloy. Defloy has been there every time.
Yo, Defloy there every time, bro. Facts.
Every time he always comes up, pulls up, listens to
bro.
us, gives his 2 cents to.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, Defloy, my guy, man. He pulled up on one of my Twitch streams randomly. Man, he's definitely a cool dude. Yeah, so that wraps up Nest Talk episode 22, and this is your host, Theslykrow, and I hope you guys enjoyed our show and my input as well on the topics. And yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.